Hi, I'm James Robinson and I'm showing you my work Old Brain. This is number 3 of a triptych of murals like this. Old Brain is a reference to Len Lye. Len Lye's notion of art as an evolutionary impulse in the species. Old Brain was a term that Len attributed to the mythic and unconscious aspect of indigenous arts from Oceania, Samoa particularly, New Zealand and Australia, when Len lived with Aboriginals and Samoans. I too have worked in those places. My work's deconstructed excess production from residencies all around New Zealand. Over the last 15 years, I've kept a stack of older works that I have called skins. I was brave and lucky enough to do a global journey in 2018 where I met my filmmaker friend Emmett in India, and I rode a motorbike all through the subcontinent for 6 months on the Indian roads, exploring temples, the mountains, and everything you can imagine that India is on a motorbike for 6 months. Also, I went to Egypt and saw temples and tombs and the desert. Also, I went to Iceland and saw the geology and the coldness. So you can see that there is my ancient world in the South Island. I'm looking for the ancient world in the global sense, but contrasting that with the media saturation of the internet world, globalisation, COVID, my generation, Generation X, I was born in 1972. This is 7.2 metres long. I'm a pivot generation from the analogue to the synthetic. My work, Old Brain, deals with the idea of AI, synthetic biology. These are speculative, metaphysical things. It deals with the personal voice inside the conglomeration of the multiple. It speaks of the mythic artist model and the way we live our individual lives, i.e. the journey I went on, and it frames that in the blur of how to fit in a corporatized and global world. But it also reclaims it integrates the childlike joy of colour and play, and these are the evolutionary forces of creation. I've done it as a sort of self-styled anthropologist, I suppose. Some say abject or outsider. I don't know what those things mean. I'm a professional artist. I make a living off this somehow. I offer, my new, fresh work to the world, and I want to show it. That's my hope, to inspire people, because inspiration is of the spirit. It's not something that you can control. It is dynamic and alive of the cosmos, and those ancient worlds that I mentioned that I went through were tragic as well, of course. But the notion of our global heritage as human beings is at stake in this modern age, I think. So I think art still has a role to play in terms of the sacred, essentially. So that's what I'm doing. Thank you for looking.